Hey guys, it's Turok, and hope my audio is all working okay today. I have a mic stand in front of me finally. Uh, oh man, I don't know where to start, and I'm blown away by this chapter in a way I was not expecting. So, um, spoilers. This is chapter 1094. Let's make sure. You know what? I gotta check quickly too. Is Twitch properly? Yeah. Last chapter, Kizaru and Luffy were fighting in Gear 5, and my god, it was a bit back and forth. I was a little worried about Luffy because Kizaru's speed is still like a problem, but based on what I'm seeing in this chapter, I think Kizaru is having to work harder than he probably ever has, maybe since like early days of his training, to try to fight Luffy. And oh, it's glorious. But the most important thing is what we see here, and there's some of this I'm really confused by, because I don't think we've ever had anything like this before. No, wait, I thought it was something. Yeah, I'll bring that. I'll have to look that up later. Um. So the last chapter 2 ended with because Kizaru took out Sentomaru and had pacifistas going back to on his side because he has an authority chip, and the Vegapunks were up top. The Atlas and Atlas and Vegapunk realized they had to get down there and take control of him again. And then they're going down below now. They got the level phase down, and they went down below because Bonnie got kicked down there, and they're going to rescue her with Frankie and Sanji's help. And at the end of the chapter was Atlas commanding the pacifistas back to their side. So the Vegapunks obviously supersede Sentomaru and anyone with authority chip. And we're reminded too of the hierarchy, and I think the hierarchy was shown in this chapter, that chapter 1093, and it's shown again here in 1094. So the implication we got at the end of the last chapter was that Saint Saturn was going to have to step in, and I got to move this over because I'm looking at my face. It's kind of distracting. Saint Saturn was going to have to come in and take over, because this back and forth has gone on multiple times. The let's see what happened when it. Well, back and forth since we saw it too. When let's see, Sentomaru was took charge of them. When CP0 came, and then so he took charge. He gets knocked out. So then Lucci takes over. And then Lilith, I think was one. It was Lilith or Elderson. One of them got down there, and they took over. And then we had the problem with the Seraphim, the Seraphim ones. But that was kind of separate. So there's 3 other times. Yeah, was that it? 3 times there that that was with the Seraphim only back then. So that was going back and forth with them there, and now Sentomaru took control of the Mach 3s. Now Kizaru took him out. Man, Sentomaru's not having a good day. First Lucci and then Kizaru. So we were right. So anyways, bottom line, the implication was right. Correct. Saint Saturn shows up in this thing, and we get to see his full form. He is a mythical zone, but something's really weird about it, and we'll get to that momentarily. So we start the chapter with Atlas reiterating Atlas's part where she commands the pacifistas to reiterating the command, showing us that she's commanding the Mark IIIs to come back to their side, because the Kizaru taking charge of them. They're are they even causing a lot of damage? What were they doing? See, so they showed, because they're still on the bottom. They weren't really causing problems so much yet to the Straw Hats yet, because most of them are at the top, but by having them come back to their under command of Vegapunk, the she commands them to start fighting off the Marines that are fanning out across the lower area of the island to take over there to gain control. And by doing it, the way they're doing this too, I want to reiterate is Vegapunk is riding some Vega tank, I think he calls it, using some kind of cloud wheel thing. It really looks more like a car with a big glass dome over it, and it is riding down that smoke trail that kind of connects the top and the bottom of the island. So as soon as Atlas starts commanding them to do that, they immediately start firing upon the Marines here again with their hand phaser things attacks, and some of them with the mouth too, actually. Yeah, the Marines are having to fend off the pacifistas, which are these are ones like we said, the third generation. And they even the first generation ones are quite difficult to deal with unless you're a very strong individual. Like the Straw Hats level now, by and large, like Jinbei and Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. These things are the first generation would be easy for any of them to take out, but these are just rank and file Marines who are there to back up with the being led by vice admirals, admittedly, but they're not going to be able to handle these things. So after that part happens, we switch over to the back to the Vega tank, and Bonnie, not Bonnie. They're looking for Bonnie. Atlas and Sanji now are calling out for her and trying to find where she is as they traverse down. And then, we introduced something neat technology here too with I think it's Frankie who asks, like, how come are they gonna fall? Because this machine they're riding in does not fly. But he Vegapunk talks about how it can stick. I think it's like the wheels look like they're made of clouds, the cell, and they're connected to the other cloud road. And so I wonder if this is technology he's adapted that's similar to the Skypeans stuff, but I don't recall if they had anything for sticking the things. But anyways, they can't fall because of that. So anyway, well, Atlas and Sanji are like looking around. Sanji ends up being able to detect where Bonnie is, and I'm suspecting it's actually like observation hockey. But it's described here as him using. He describes it to them as using his lady radar, and like it's never wrong. I always know where a woman is. And I like how Vegapunk responds like, yeah, it doesn't seem like something that would be scientifically accurate, but we need to trust in it now because we have to hurry up and find Bonnie. I have no choice. But well, look at that. So actually, Sanji though jumps ahead down to the bottom to rescue her, and it's quite a good thing that he does because we see her getting the Marines have located her now because in I think it was the last chapter they show last chapter she's here. She was hiding. So Sentomaru had rescued her from the fall, and she was hiding, and but they're trying to find her, and she was using her ability to get some of the rank and file, turn all the rank and file Marines into kids and old men or ladies. I don't think they showed any of them get turned into old ladies. The ladies doing it, but they've located her, and we see one of these admirals. I don't think we get his name, but he's the one here. I'm looking here back at 1089 when they first showed up to show the picture of them here, and he's the one. He's the first one they showed just to the left of Doberman, and they have he has this big beard. He wears sunglasses. He almost looks like someone who would be related to Whitebeard. He's got a very interesting chin. It's kind of rugged looking, but at the same time, it comes out. It looks almost like a butt. It looks weird at the same time. But Um, and I say he also looks like Whitebeard because it looks like he's got a long hair, and he's looks quite big there in the way the panel and it looks in the panel, and he's swinging this again. Also, too, I forgot he's uh got a two-handed weapon, much like Whitebeard, except it's not like a. I think it's called a bicento. Whitebeard wielded. By the way, is that thing still just sitting on that island? You got the Saijo Awazumono weapon just sitting on an island for the taking. um, but the weapon he's wielding, this vice admiral, is more of a has like a clamshell on it, I think. Um, yeah, and he's trying to take her out. He is not going easy on her either. He's just destroying. She's like dodging the attacks. It looks like, and he's destroying building materials. Like it looks like he's swinging through a building or something. There's stuff there. He's just destroying everything with this two-handed weapon. This vice admiral, and she she's also, I guess it doesn't show correctly, but I think that she's other Marines are trying to surround her. So she pulls off a new trick here from her devil fruit, where I think she's causing the Marines to hallucinate. It's called, the description here is like it's a near death experience thing, and we see one Marine rank and file member. Um, he he suddenly like sees himself as if he's dead, and he just like passes out, and others start doing the same. uh and they're all like freaking out, like some of them are even like foaming at the mouth, and it doesn't seem to unfortunately work on that one vice admiral who's attacking her, but because he's checking on the men who have passed out, she uses that instance to try and escape, to book it out of there. And also the one even says, the one Marine, when asked by that vice admiral, like, what's going on, he's like, I saw the river Sanzu or Styx. Oh, they're using, maybe it's an equivalent. Um, so she almost books it away, but we find out this is where we get the name drop of one of these vice admirals, these new ones, because out of this group, there's like 8 of them there. One, two, no, 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. The only ones we know are Dahl and Doberman, and we get a name drop of the old lady that's there, and uh, she's name is Bluegrass, and what she's got like a fruit, another unique fruit here. So this one reminds me a bit of the what's her name? The shoot, I can't think of her name now. That granddaughter that went with Garp, the granddaughter, and she's got that whip fruit. This woman's got one where she can take command of anything, and in this case, she's taking command of one of the Mark IIIs. That even though it's under control of Atlas now, she's able to personally make one of these things listen to her, and she's like riding on its shoulders with a rope or something to hold herself up, and yeah, it's called like the ride fruit. It reads here, and so this bluegrass is now holding, keeping uh, preventing Bonnie from escaping here. And Bonnie, unfortunately, again, because of these pacifistas look just like her dad, she's frozen like a deer in headlights here, and almost gets killed again. But this time Sanji comes in to save her, and that's an interesting food. Anyways, yeah. So once Sanji saves her here, though, that other guy comes in again too. Wait, he got like feet like an animal? What's up with his feet there? Yeah, this guy, in this one illustration. Wait, where's his face? When I go back to the other panel, his face looks normal, but I'm sure this is the next panel when he comes after her and Sanji. He's got feet that look kind of like, I thought for a second it was Lucci, but he's still fighting Zoro in this chapter. But he must be some kind of zone user too. Whack an otter. Oh, he's an otter? Is that what it is? That's why he's got the clam, isn't it? It doesn't show his face, but the attack he uses reads Whack an Otter. So he so he's coming after them again. But Sanji fortunately is able to dodge the attack easily, and they head back for um the Vegapunk. He's a dope. So we got. I'm just looking now. So we got what, two vice admirals that we know have devil fruits of these new guys. I wonder if Dahl has one. They didn't show anything with her yet, did they? I just see here when I look back at 1089, there's that one. He's got like a top hat and this long hair, and he's got these big teeth coming out, and it looks like he wields a sword. So, anyways, now we switch back to Kizaru and Luffy's fight. This is the highlight for me of the chapter because it looks like Luffy is definitely holding Kizaru back. And based on this translation here, it shows him panting now. So the first part of the clash is showing them still above the lava phase, floating around, and it looks like Luffy's just using his long range punches, like his pistol type attacks, to hit Kizaru and keep him distracted. Excuse me. So he says to Luffy, like he's still looking like he's trying to maintain his composure, like the way he talks, like, oh, I got a job to do, and then it shows him panting there, but he tells Luffy, I got a job to do, and I can't finish it if we're gonna keep playing around like this. And Luffy's response just is, that's the idea. I'm gonna do my job to keep you distracted, so the others can get out of there. So like we don't even see. Actually, I don't even think we see the other Straw Hats in this chapter that are still in the lab. We don't get to see if they're are able to finish their plan yet. So I guess we'll have to wait for that part. But so is Kizaru though getting? I suppose you could say getting a bit frustrated here. He decides to leave the fight, and he just zaps away. And then Luffy starts chasing after him using his little cartoon in the air run there. And where is this now? So now we switch. Is this the right panel? Yeah. So now we switch to the meat potatoes we all wanted to see. First, we start with a nice, neat build-up. Kizaru, Luffy, Zoro, and Lucci all stop because they can sense this presence. Even Jinbei. Oh, they do throw the other Straw Hats. Sorry, I was wrong. I forgot about that bit. The Jinbei. We see Jinbei. Wait, who are they? Oh, that's Stussy. We don't see Robin again. We see Jinbei, sorry, Nami, Chopper, Usopp, and I think they're wheeling the type of a thing you keep a patient on, not a bed, and I think they're carrying Stussy because she was still injured by Lucci. But also Jinbei and the other vice admirals, we see them as well too. All sense its presence. So I'm assuming it's all like the observation hockey, unless there's something else ominous here. They're feeling, and we see we see what's that vice admiral? Baby? No, what's her name? Hold on. What's that one's name again? This new one that was at that local base. No, Dahl. Why did I call it Baby? Dahl. Dahl and yeah, we switched to Dahl and wait a minute. How come this is not? Yeah, we switched. It shows Dahl and that other one I just mentioned with the teeth and the long hair, and yeah, I think it's the new one. He's like, "Don't tell me," like he's like, So apparently, yeah, they didn't realize he's there either. And at this point, we see first a silhouette of Saturn with his glowing eyes, and he said he orders the pacifista units to stop fighting. And we get so somehow he's echoing his voice across from the boats, I think, because we get this wide shot here of the island, and it's pointing toward the shore, and his voice is carrying across, and uh, at this point we switch back to Vegapunk, Atlas, and the others, and they're seeing the pacifistas all just halt where they're standing, and they comment like I think it's Atlas here is comment like, "What's going on? The pacifistas can't are not listening. They should be following our orders because I'm the highest. We're the highest authority here." And then she reminds us to like I think, and she's saying this to the others like, the only other persons who out there who could stop them are the five elders. Uh, and it's at this point, this is the most unusual part here. So I don't know what if this means Saint Saturn has some kind of magic. Because at this point we switch to a bunch of Marines on the island having this circle appear in front of them like a pentagram, a summoning circle or whatever you might call it, and it starts emitting. It just shows up on the ground. And it's like emitting flames or smoke and then electricity. Almost looks like hockey actually, and and I guess like Vegapunk and Atlas see it because they're like, this is not good. Let's get out of here. And they start immediately trying to retreat back to the top, toward the Labo phase. And then next we have there's some announcement by the I don't know who's doing this, one of the other Marine officers, and they announce to the Marines, be advised, Saint Saturn is about to make landfall. All Marine ranks below Commodore are ordered not to look at him. And I had to look that up because I forgot what the ranks were, but Commodore I think is right under what was that? I think Commodore is right underneath Rear Admiral. But I also when I read the spoilers yesterday, that the spoilers I read said that this message was all people below Rear Admiral couldn't look. So not, but um, yeah. So then as they're going up too, the Vegapunk and up the Vega tank going up, we see all this more of these emissions of emitting of like fiery stuff coming from below, all this like energy coming out of that circle, um, and almost like it looks like it's like an explosion. And then the others are in the Vega tank. I think Frankie in particular is like, "What the hell is going on here?" And Vegapunk then explains the announcement mentioned the five elders, and like I don't think it sounds like Frankie doesn't even know who they really are because Vegapunk explains it to him about how they're the most powerful authorities in the world. Um, and at this point, though, now this is weird. So Saint Saturn just starts emerging like a shadow in a shadowy form out of that circle. How the hell is he doing that? So he just comes out of the circle and Sanji's looking at it like, what the frig? And then we get the reveal of his form. First, like some of the other Marines who are around the circle are still looking, and one of them says like, "What the hell is that? Like a monster?" And one of his comrades say, "Don't look." And not Vegapunk, sorry, Saturn looks at the guy, and he does something with his eye, like his eyes start glowing, Saturn's, and he just kills the guy who was looking at him. And just kills the poor sap. And then we get the reveal of his form. He he's got this form of this spider, very similar to Black Maria, but his um this is definitely but this is definitely an awakening too. I just realized too, like because he's got all these flames around him, It's kind of like Luffy's, but they're all dark. Actually, I make more like Lucci's. Then didn't Lucci have like dark flames for his? But they remind me of Luffy's more, but they're very dark. And he's still got his cane though, his walking stick. He's got all these legs, but he looks like he's got his little walking stick with him as well. Even though he's like totally probably doesn't need it as far as I wonder if that's like a weapon he uses then. Let's see here. Can I load that? Oh, okay, that looks good like that. Jeez, crazy. What the hell is he? So someone said this is like a mythical form too. It doesn't say here, but I saw images that this is supposed to be some kind of mythical creature from Japanese mythology. I'll have to look into that afterward. But as the others are looking on, Bonnie's looking at it now, and Sanji well, I'm losing my train of thought. As this is happening, though, Kizu shows up there, and he's attempts to take out Vegapunk again with his another attack, and Luffy finally catches up to him. I must say though, despite how fast Kizu goes, Luffy seems to not have too much of a problem trying to catch up to him given enough time. That's how meaning like he probably can't keep up with him consistently, but he certainly better than he could in his other forms. I love this tack too. So Luffy now he starts. He goes into his bulky Gear Fifth form. His bound man variation, I think of it as, and he sorry. So I noticed Kizu two comments like Kizu at this point still looks kind of like he's mildly annoyed, but I'm guessing I think he's still underestimating Luffy here because Luffy gets in a good attack here, and Kizu attempts to attack him now with that same laser attack. He's like doing this thing where he's having his hand like this and shooting stuff through it, and Luffy seemingly at this point I think Luffy's really getting used to how to fight him because he dodges it really easily, and then he comes in with this attack that looks just like the one he did to Kaido, and he thankfully makes sure he uses his haki, and he punches Kizaru right through the head, and it like turns his head into rubber, just like he did with Kaido, and it just like makes his head like twist and contort to the way Luffy's fist. And it looks like he's using a lot of conquerors with it too. Now that I look at the all the lightning on it, and even Kizaru actually comments. I think he's saying that to himself, like this isn't good. And it's unfortunately though is also Luffy's last attack. Right after he does it, he just starts losing his form and looking like turning into his like an older look of himself again, kind of like after he fought Lucci a little while ago. And where did he go? So he ends up that way. So then Luffy just falls away and crashes in a building, actually right nearby where Saturn is. And so Saturn's looking on here, and he's thinking to him. He comments like Nika to himself. Also, by the way, I just noticed he only looks like he has 6 legs. Did Black Maria have all 8 legs when she turned into her form? One Piece. Let's see. Where's that picture of her? Where was that one? Images. Wait. No, Black Maria had all 8 legs. Oh yeah, this because her form was like more of a right, was just a artificial zone, right? So she had a spider head down below her too. So yeah, you could tell this is like a proper zone transformation because he when you look at this point here, this picture of they show from behind him, he's only got 6 legs, regular legs, and then his arms must be like considered the last 2 to be like an 8-legged form. And also, what happened here? So It looked like Kizu did successfully. I was missed something. It looks like Kizu did successfully shoot the Vega tank because right after, or did he hit the? Or did Luffy do that? Because after Luffy crashes, we see the Vega tank crash down on the ground in front of Saint Saturn, and then we get this looming point where Saturn's walk is up to them, kind of like walks up to him, and he's uh this is like overlooking him like he judgment, like this in his judging scowl on his face. Actually, I forgot to mention too, his beard has completely grown out in this at this point, and and yeah, it just makes him look like a. If you didn't have his spider form going on, and he had that beard, I would have thought he's like looking like a weird Santa Claus. And also, by the way, he's got these horns. Oh, so that was him, right? So actually, based on that, I want to check something. You could probably figure out which one he was when he transformed. What was that? 1085. When Sabo fought. Here we go. Oh yeah, so there he was. So looking back at that chapter where Sabo attacked the Gorosei, you can see that he was the one off to the left, based because he's got the horns like that. So he's the one to the left. So I wonder. That'll be very fun here to speculate what some of these other forms are that the other Gorosei were using. Uh, that'll be a good. So, anyways, we yeah, the sorry, I keep trying to put my thoughts together. So we got this point here where the Luffy's out of the fight. Also, too, by the way, and we only got that one shot with Lucci and Zoro still fighting up there. So I don't know if they're gonna. So at this point, it looks like the the people here in front of Saturn are at his mercy because I don't know if they're gonna try and fight him here. Well, I should hold that way because the first thing that happens is we got Frankie checking on Vegapunk. We got Atlas and Sanji and Bonnie. Sanji's holding Bonnie, and then Vegapunk looks up to Saturn and is like, he met Saturn once, but he not like this, and he says, "Oh, I assume you must be Saturn," and Vegapunk, not Vegapunk, Saturn's like, "Yep," like in the flesh, and he's like, "I see you managed to stay alive at this point," and now we reach the end of the chapter here, and then Bonnie, out of nowhere, what was she thinking about? She's thinking about something here. I think she's upset here because the Gorosei. I'm imagining she's mad because the Gorosei probably were behind something with her father. Oh, maybe because it must be something she saw in a memory. Because out of nowhere she pulls out a katana. Where did she get that from? Actually, she pulls a katana out of nowhere, jumps away from Sanji. Oh, okay. She must be thinking back to, okay. I'm guessing what this is implying is Saturn, or what, specifically Saturn, I'm assuming, maybe one of the other Gorosei, gave the order to Vegapunk to complete the removal of Kuma's memories 2 years ago, which turned him into the way we see him now. So this must have happened after Thriller Bark. And she's using it, that this fires up Bonnie, and she leaps into the air with a katana and successfully stabs Saturn right in his chest, through his beard even. And the chapter just ends with him looking down at her. He doesn't look like he's hurt. Like, it shows blood, but he doesn't look like he's in pain. We don't see him like screaming or anything. And we see, so he's looking down at her kind of with that same scowl, while if we switch to her, and she's crying here as she doing the deed here. So, and we just end there, and there's no break next week. So, jeezy, crazy. What the hell? So if he's a spider, What the hell could the other ones be? Well, we know one looks like a bird, and there's another one that looks like he has horns too. And then that one was up on the ceiling. Anyways, damn. So we still don't know what's happening with the Blackbeard pirates. By the way, I brought up a video yesterday where I was trying to figure out like is this point how much danger could Saturn be in? He certainly doesn't seem to be afraid of anyone harming him here. Um, I just wonder, what's going to happen now because Luffy's out of the fight again. He I don't know if he took Kizaru out permanently. He got a good hit here on Kizaru, and is that Kizaru who got? Actually, that's what happened there. I think I misread this scene. When Kizaru gets punched, I think he's the one that crashed. It shows him crashing to the left of Saturn, and then that's it. Luffy just falls straight down, not too far from where Saturn is, like off to his right a little bit. So he actually knocked Kizaru away there. Damn, he got him good. God, Kizaru couldn't even block that one too. That's just God. Luffy really. I think Luffy is really close to being good at dealing with admirals now. Like he lost all his stamina fighting him, but he got a good hit on him. So now we got where we stand here. So now we got Franky and Vegapunk, Atlas, Bonnie and Sanji there and facing off against Saturn. Kizaru and Luffy look like they're both out of the fight. Zoro's still fighting Lucci, and the others are still at the top too. Where do we see the others? Yeah, so the others are still trying to escape there. And unfortunately, I think they still got the Labo phase on too. So with Kizaru out, at least temporarily, the others should be able to make an escape now. I just don't know whether they try to stay there and wait for them to come back, or should they just escape? This is quite the predicament there. And they went down there to rescue Bonnie. Did Kizaru destroy their ship? How did he get the ship destroyed? So he shot. Oh yeah, he did. He shot the road there, and that's why they fell down. So they went crashing down there. Yeah, so Luffy was not able to stop that part, but then he got a good hit on him. But they still ended up crashing there right in front of Saturn. And yeah, where are the others there? So where is right there? Oh, right there. Yeah. So where is that? We didn't see Brook or Robin there, but I assume they're evacuating with them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So what a chapter. Jesus. So now I can't wait to see what Tekking talks about this. Like we wondered for so long what the Gorosei could do, and we still don't really know because he didn't even do anything. No, actually, he did one thing. He did something with his eyes there, and he killed that guy just by looking at him, basically. And he looks like he's emitting his own kind of Conqueror's Haki or something. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe he used some kind of weird form of Conqueror's Haki. Because usually you can just, we've seen like Shanks and Rayleigh and Luffy use it to knock people out. I bet he's using something like that, and that's how he killed that one guy. Maybe he's honed it to be more of a deadly form, I should say. And his circle thing is something. What could this mean? How did he? Because he doesn't. I was thinking about this when I was doing my other video yesterday. He's gonna come to the island. Did I do that video yesterday? No, I did the other day before. I did this video about his safety, and I was thinking he was gonna like land his boat on the island, and somehow, but of course he, being one of the elders, we knew I should have realized he'd make some kind of big entrance, and this was not what I was expecting. So he basically opened some kind of portal. I'm thinking they call it the translation here calls it a magic circle. Yeah, both of them call it a magic circle. So now the pacifistas are going to be on there. Now there's no way to supersede the pacifistas' command. Now we're going to find out, like, well, I guess we could say we can find out for sure if Vegapunk didn't make a loophole for this hierarchy he created for these things, because now you got them at his command, and the Straw Hats, I mean, they're safe in the labo phase for now, but how will that work? If this guy can just teleport around, he could probably just go up to the top two, right? Well, I guess we'll find that out. Whether or not he can, this circle thing he used to transport himself there is something that can circumvent the defenses of the labo phase. Anyways, I guess I'll just leave this here for now. Yeah, and thanks for watching.